Hey Yogi, welcome to class. If you're new to the channel, I'm Rhi, this is Drakey, and if you are returning, welcome back. It is sick to have you back with us on YouTube. Before we jump into this Vinyasa practice, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. It just helps Drake and I to grow on the platform. If you enjoy the video, give it a like at the end and maybe even leave us a comment. Let me know how you got on, what you'd like to see more of. All those things just really help with the gods of the algorithm. So that being said, you're not going to need anything to practice today except a space to practice in. We are going to move a little bit off the mat in some positions. So having a little bit of space either side of your mat would be useful. And also we're going to be on the knees just a little bit. So if you know you have quite sensitive knees, and you want a little bit of padding, especially if, you know, like me, you're on like a hard floor, then just grab a towel or maybe a blanket and unroll it so that you've got it kind of covering the middle third of your mat. That means as we move around, you're just going to get like a little bit of extra support. So if you need that, go and grab what you need and then meet me at the back of the mat, just sitting in Virasana or Vidrasana. So letting the sit bones come towards the heels and really feeling here this kind of plantar flexion, this kind of pointing action with the feet. And have a feel of what it feels like to just have a little bit of weight pressing into the tops of the feet. So if this feels a bit too intense, of course, grab a block, pop that in between your ankles and sit on it. But if not, and you can sit like this, we're not going to be here for long, but it will be good to just start to open up. I don't know what this means, but just start to like open up a little bit of tension that you might have in the top of the foot. Then from here, just allow the shoulders to come back and down. The palms can land wherever they're going to on the thighs. So I always say this, but just gently allow the palms to roll up and down the thighs until you get to a place that feels like a nice position where you can sit up nice and tall, but also take the shoulders back. So we're so often rounded, me too. Then it's nice to just sort of really lift up and out of our sit bones and have our shoulders just neutral on the back body. If you're looking for some grounding energy today, I always say palms down, so you've got that hand connection to the body. But if you're looking for some good stuff from the universe, like a little bit of spiciness or some energy, then take the palms up so you're in a receiving place. From here, you can close down the eyes. If that doesn't kind of feel right to you today, closing the eyes isn't your vibe, then just look down, just to try and take any of the external kind of distraction away, just for these opening breaths. Take a deep inhale where you are, through the nose if it's open. Imagine you could breathe that into your shoulder blades, into the low back, into the hips. And exhale. Inhale, imagine that breath not only goes down, but fills the back so that the back body is pressing backwards as the front body is expanding forwards. Exhale. Just one more of these. Inhale, maybe make a visual. Maybe you're looking down upon yourself in your mind's eye and you can see that your rib cage is expanding forwards and back in all directions. And let it go. Blink the eyes open if they were closed. Come onto all fours. Maybe tap the feet out if that feels like a lot on the feet. And then we're just going to come into our tabletop position and circle the wrists. So grip the mat with the fingers. You don't need a crazy grip here, but we want to get some blood flowing down into the hands. As always with a Vinyasa practice, we are going to be on the hands a bit. And so we just want to wake them up. So feel free to circle. I often say this, but the container is the quadruped. But what you do within the container is really up to you. So this is just something where you can find more of an intuitive moment rather than a guided one from me. Tuck or untuck the toes, maybe even change that up so you can see how it feels to just take the ankle into different positions as you move. Try and transfer the weight across both sides. So wherever you've gone with this, whether you've kind of turned it into a little bit of an organic cat-cow, just try to make sure that you're moving the weight across the pads of your hands. Nice. And then from here, come to stillness. Take the right leg long, tuck the toes, and then we're just going to rock forwards and back. Really dig into that right big toe so that you can feel like you're trying to really kick the heel back and then come all the way onto the tippy toe. Just trying to wake up the back line of the leg here. Nice. And then from here, we're going to lift and lower this right leg. What I want you to think about is inherently when we lift, we sag. So we let the shoulders come up towards the ears, and often we'll just let the belly go. And that, can feel nice. I'm not bagging on it. But for this one, I want you to think about not tucking the tailbone, but just trying to bring everything in. So we're not looking for a deep tailbone tuck here. It's not cat pose, but we're just looking to try and get a little bit of solidness, like you're firing up your abs through the midline, and then we lift and lower. And this may not be the biggest lift. So if to lift all the way, you come out of neutral, then don't do that. Try and stay in neutral. Try and squeeze through that right glute. Keep engaging through the core. It's amazing how these small movements can actually just fire everything up. Nice. And then on the next one, lift up, hold and take all of the foot over to the right. Let the legs swing out to the right. I'll face you for this. So try and ground down into the outer blade of that right foot if you can. Try and put a little bit of pressure into it. And then from here, we're going to just rock forwards and back. You can come all the way down, heel to butt, or butt to heel, if that feels good. Or you can just be rocking forwards and back. And what I want you to feel here is where you feel different sensation depending on what we do with the pelvis. So if we come all the way back and try and keep the tailbone flicking up, how does that change to if we try and come back and keep it tucked? So just again, exploring a little bit of space here, trying to open up a little bit of tension through that right leg. Nice. From here, come all the way up and then start to walk your fingertips down your right leg with your right hand, and then the left arm will reach up, finding this kind of variation of gate pose. We're looking here for just a real big stretch through this left side. A lot of us are tight through the left side. Well, no, let me rephrase that. A lot of us are tight through our side bodies, me included. So, really see if you can lift up and out of this hip, but then come across as much as you can. Keep wrapping the tricep, so almost turning the palm back, just to really feel like you're getting as much out of this side stretch as you can. Nice. Come all the way up. Come back to your tabletop, bringing that right leg under you. Nice. From here, we're going to do the same on the left. So you've got the right knee under you, and then really take the left leg nice and long. And again, zip up. So I instinctively went for this kind of lackadaisical place. So if that's you too, then actively think, okay, I want to zip front hip points up towards my chest, to my ribs. Try and contain that as you rock forwards and back. And maybe the movement doesn't look as much and you don't sway as much, but you've got that container, and that's what we're after here. Really plug into the left big toe as you use it to anchor you forwards and back. And then when you've had a few rocks, we're going to lift and lower this leg again. So you can keep both hands down, but I want you to think about as the leg lifts, what happens to the pelvis. So don't lift the leg higher than you can without losing this nice, solid kind of center place. And if you're feeling it fire up, so am I, that's fine. Keep squeezing the glutes. Allow the glutes to help you with the work. And then from this held position, start to take that left foot all the way out to the left side. Maybe you want to wriggle it a little bit higher, but you want to find that edge of that left foot. So really press into it here. And then again, we're just going to rock forward and back. You could even come forward on the hands. I didn't say that on the other side, but if that helps you to move a bit easier, you can. And again, we're just trying to explore this space here. So if you find a spot where you're like, whew, that is really juicy, then hang there, that's fine. Work into that place, work into that tension and explore. Nice. On your next inhale, come up onto the tips of your fingers, and then we'll rise all the way up. Send the hip points forward a little bit here. So we've got that little bit of the hips extending forward. And then reach the left arm down towards the left toes. The right arm will seek to go up and overhead this time. And again, on this side, we're really looking to get that stretch from the right hip point all the way up to the right finger. So we're really trying to just open up this space in the side body here. And we don't always feel a lot of space here. Sometimes we can feel quite locked in the side body. So just acknowledge that as you close off the left and try and open up to the right. Really turning the upper arm bone to wrap the tricep towards the face. Nice, and then come back onto your all fours. Beautiful. Have a little shimmy of the hips if you need to. And then from here, tuck the toes, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Nice, and in your down dog, lift your right leg nice and high to the sky, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, curl the right knee in as you take right foot to the outside of the right hand. From here, weight into the left palm. You might need to take the palm across to the left a bit. We turn all 10 toes to the right side of the mat, setting up for high horizon. So you can be on the outer blade of both feet here. Just again, we're looking for that side body lengthening through the right side. Nice, as you exhale, palms will come back underneath the shoulders, step back, downward facing dog. Left leg will go up, 3-leg dog, left foot to left outside of left hand, I should say, on the exhale. Maybe you take the right hand over a little bit as you turn and try and scoop your right hip under you, all 10 toes face the long left side of the mat. This left arm can reach up and over into a diagonal shape if that helps you find length through the left side. Inhale, plant that left hand back down, right hand under the shoulder, step back, downward facing dog. Nice. From here, we'll take a vinyasa, so ripple forward on the inhale, come all the way forward, look long on the tippy toes, exhale, lower and rise back up. Drop the knees, push the forearms to the ground, push the butt back as you inhale, snake-like through into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice. From here, the right leg will go up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, that right foot journeys to the outside of that right hand. And again, we come back into high horizon, turn all 10 toes to face the right side of the mat. Take that right arm up and in the diagonal shape. Really curl that left hip underneath you, feeling that stretch. And then try and feel long through the whole right side of your body. As you exhale, right hand will plant. Take that right leg back up to 3-leg dog. Inhale, ripple forward, right knee to left tricep, come across the body, and then open up the right leg. Plant the right foot to the edge of the foot and turn on to the left side for coming up for fallen triangle. Again, really feel the side here being long through the left side. You can go back to the diagonal with the left hand if that helps you. Nice. Plant the left hand down, step that right foot back to downward facing dog. Left leg will go up, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, left foot journeys outside left hand. From here, all 10 toes spiral to the long left side of the mat. As you do so, you're scooping the right hip under the left. Reach the left arm up, high horizon. And then as you exhale, see if you can reach over across the diagonal. So you're turning the torso to face the ceiling here. And we're just trying to feel long from that left hip bone all the way through to the left pinky finger. Exhale, plant the left hand. From here, swing that left leg back up, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, left knee to right tricep. Then open up that left leg across to the right side. Drop the right heel down, find fallen triangle. And if you need to, you can bend that right knee and then re-straighten it. Think about really zipping the left scapula underneath you. The left shoulder blade is kind of turning to come under you to scoop you up. Reach the right arm towards the top of the mat. This time feeling long through that right side. Turning the torso up to the ceiling. Take another inhale here. Exhale. Right hand down. 3-leg dog. And then drop that left foot to the mat. Coming into down dog, lift the heels, bend the knees. As you inhale, ripple forward, high plank, look long. Exhale, lower and rise. Drop the knees, push the butt back, drop the forearms. As you inhale, it pulls you into upward facing dog. And as you exhale, wave it back. Downward facing dog. Nice. From here, drop your knees to the mat. Sit back to the heels. We're just going to take a few more of these sort of side body stretches just to get into the side body a bit more. So from here, take your right fingertips behind your right toes towards the back of the mat. And as you inhale, we'll sweep up. So you're really bridging the hips forward, but we're trying to find this feeling of this left side coming across to the right. So again, we're long from the left knee all the way to the left pinky fingers. And then drop the butt down, switch sides. Left hand will come to the left side of the mat. Reach up. So yes, this is a bit of a back bend, but I like to try and keep reaching to the other side. So right arm reaching to the left and really feel that through the right side body. Exhale, come back down. Plant both hands to your thighs. I was going to say to the mat, but to your thighs. Take a moment here. Notice how the side is feeling, how the legs are feeling. And then we will continue. So back into your downward facing dog. From here, your right leg will lift. Inhale, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, right knee tracks left tricep and then open that right knee out. Find fallen triangle on this right side, opening up to the left. Really send the hips forward here. Exhale slowly. This time we're going to lower the butt down. Use both hands if you need to. Nice, we're in this wide leg position and you can take the legs wider than me, but I want you to just think about kind of having a few lifts and lowers here, nothing dramatic, but just trying to get into the inside of the legs. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Watch that those toes are not kind of curling inwards. Try and send them outwards so that we've got that rotation through the hip bone, through the thigh bone. Nice, and then from here, you're going to bend that left knee and bring it in for kind of like this wide leg Janu Shirshasana. So left sole of foot into right thigh. And then right arm is going to come down on the inside of the right thigh. If you do have a block handy and the floor feels far away, you can always pop the block there just to bring the floor up to you. From here, we inhale and sweep that left arm over the diagonal. Now from here, this left hip bone is likely going to want to lift because we want the action of going over to the right. But I want you to really ground through that left sit bone and imagine that I'm there and I'm almost pulling you down on the left sit bone, but your left fingers are reaching over that right foot. So we've got this two-way pull. You know, you're trying to reach for something. Imagine that you're reaching for it and you're trying to grab it and something is pulling you back. So we really just want to feel like we're trying to like carve up a little bit of space here in the side body. Nice. Inhale, come up and then square over the right leg a bit more. Reach the arms up. As we exhale, we'll fold. So come and fold over that right leg. You can move the block if you had it. And just bow down here. Nice. Your next inhale ripples you back up. Your left hand's going to go behind your left butt. And then from here, we'll sweep up, coming into like a variation of half side plank, I guess. Keep sending the hip points forward. Keep reaching through the right fingers. This time something's pulling you down that right side, but the right fingers are reaching to the left. Nice. From here, sit back to this left heel and then bring that right foot to come in next to your left knee. So we're facing the back of the mat now. So this is where if it's hurting on your foot at all, the blanket might help. So have the blanket as a square here, because the top of my foot also feels sensitive frequently. So if that's you, readjust so that you can be in this place. And then we're just going to lean forward a little bit here. Just try to get into this right ankle. Nice. And then from here, hands or no hands, try without hands. We're going to reach forward and come all the way up. Keep the toes tucked. So we're not untucking the toes. We're not tucking the toes. We're untucking them. So keep it into this nice sort of ballerina shape. And then push the hips forward, kind of like a supported shrimp squat. So then from here we lower. Think about chopping at the hips going back, come down. Inhale, come up, hips come forward. Exhale, chop the hips back, come down. Think about squeezing the glutes at that top bit just to finish the movement, and then lower down. Nice. This time come all the way up, lift forward, and then just step a little bit back with that left foot. The left foot can turn out, left heel turn in a little bit. We're going to set ourselves up for a more traditional Parvattanasana. So inhale, hands on hips. Shoulders on the back body, exhale, bow down. You can let the hands go to the mat here. You can let the head go. Really just looking for some stretch here on this right leg, the back of the right leg. If you need to pop a little bend through the left knee to go deeper into that stretch sensation, then do so. Nice. From here, look to the top of the mat. Start to bend your right knee. Start to pop weight into the right knee. Set yourself up, crouching warrior, lifting that left leg. And think about really having a deep crouching warrior here. Feel the work through that left glute, your left butt cheek, keeping the left leg lifted. Feel the work through the back of the right thigh, the hamstring, keeping you in the place. And then inhale, rise up strongly to stand. Draw that left knee into the chest. As you exhale, cross the left foot behind the right, kind of coming into a little bit of a curtsy. So bend through that right knee, straighten through the left leg. And then from here, we're going to reach up and over. So bring your right hand to your left wrist and just draw the left wrist over. Taking that stretch, then switch sides. See how it feels to go the other way. This will be more intense. You can keep a soft bend through that right knee. In fact, I encourage you to, but try and straighten the left leg. Inhale, come back to center. Drive that left knee into the chest. As you exhale, step the left foot towards the top of the mat. Come back into that crouching warrior. So bending through the left this time. Nice. And then from here, hands meet the mat. Right foot down, left leg lifts, 3-leg dog. From here, keep the left leg lifted if you can. Roll onto the outer blade of the right foot. Find Vashisthasana. Then from here, drop that left foot down. Roll over onto the left side. Weight into the left hand. Find Vashisthasana on the left. Exhaling, plant the right hand, look long, take your vinyasa. Lower and rise, drop the knees, push the butt back, drop the forearms. Inhale, pulls you into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I know we're facing the back of the mat, it's cool. We'll get back to the front. From here, your left leg will lift, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, left knee to right tricep, open up the left leg, drop the right heel, find fallen triangle. Reach the right arm up onto the diagonal. Imagine that that's pulling you to lift this right hip bone and allow you to stretch through that right side. As you exhale, 1 or 2 hands, but we're going to drop the butt down. Goodness, it's so hot by this window. I don't know how the dog can manage it. Anyway, have a little sway here side to side. Nice. And then from here, we're going to drive that right foot into the side of the left thigh. And again, we're going to take that side body stretch. So if the block was handy last time, I should have said we need a block at the beginning, but there we go. If it was handy, use it. If not, you're just going to take the forearm to as low as you can. So maybe even have it onto the leg. So set yourself up, and then as you inhale, sweep the right arm across the diagonal. You're trying to really wrap the upper arm bone so that the tricep comes towards the cheek. And the same cue here, I want you to imagine that I'm there with you, and I'm just gently putting a little bit of weight, not a lot, into that right thigh to ground the right sit bone. But at the same time, I want you to reach the right fingers as far away as you can. And this might feel a lot. This is a lot for me. If you are tight in the side body, which most of us are because of our lifestyles, then just embrace that this might feel like a lot, even though it doesn't look a lot. That's fine. Nice. Inhale, come up. And then plant the right hand behind the right butt. You're going to drop the left toes to allow you to just pick up into this variation of side plank. Again, send the hip points to the top of the mat, but keep reaching the left arm as far to the left as you can. At the same time, imagine that someone's pulling your leg down just to try and stretch you. Lower the butt down. From here, square a bit more over this left leg so that we can come and set up for traditional Janu Shirshasana. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bow over this left leg. And just notice how it might feel different side to side. This is certainly the tighter side for me. So just acknowledge that, the yoga practice really is about trying to build awareness into ourselves, mind, body, and spirit. So as we're moving here, just notice, we're doing a lot of cross-body referencing, left, right. Just notice how you're feeling each side. Maybe one side, side body feels different to the other. Maybe one set of hamstrings just feels a little bit tighter today. It's all just awareness. And then it's what you do with that awareness that counts. Can you breathe into that side a little bit more? Inhale, roll up. Nice. And then from here, we're going to turn back towards the top of the mat, step the left foot in. You can use your hands for this bit if you need to sort of set yourself back up. We want this left foot behind the right knee, so we don't want it forward. We want it either behind or in line. So, and again, we're going to do a little bit of those sort of supported shrimp squats here. So we're keeping the toes untucked. So come all the way up. Push the hips forward, squeeze the glutes, and then gently come back down. Think about chopping through the hip. Inhale up, send everything forward. Exhale, come back down. My toes are cramping. Inhale, come up. Exhale, come down. Nice. Last one here. Inhale, come up, and then step that right foot back a little bit so you can set up for Parvattanasana. So again, that right heel can come in a little. Set the shoulders on the back, hands to hips. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, we bow. You can let the hands go if that feels nice. You can also let go of the head, looking back towards that right foot. Keep plugging into that left big toe so you've still got some activation through the front of the leg to support us in this stretch. Nice. From here, start to look towards the top of your mat. Start to bend through your left knee to come into crouching warrior on the left side, reaching the right leg long. And just hold here. Think about pulling the left thigh bone back, squaring the right hip down. Imagine you're looking above yourself. Are your hips nice and level? If they don't feel level, maybe use your hands just to adjust them. And then inhale slowly with control. Drive that right knee into the chest. From here, the right leg's going to swing behind the left. Straighten through that right leg. You can have a bend through the left knee. You can step a bit wider than I have initially there. From here, reach your right arm up, take your left hand around your wrist and pull over to the left. So you're really trying to find space through the right side here. Come back up, switch arms, catch hold, right fingers around left wrist. This is the deeper stretch. And then inhale, back to center. Drive that right knee into the chest. And then step it towards the top of the mat, coming in to that crouching warrior again on the right side this time. Slowly drop the toes to the mat. Drop the hands to the mat. Right leg lifts, 3-leg dog. Roll onto the outer blade of the left foot. Try and hover your Vashisthasana for a moment. Then drop the foot down. Plant the right hand. Roll to the outer edge of the right foot this time. Left arm reaching up. Drop the right hand down. Square everything off. As you exhale, lower and rise. Drop the knees. Push the butt back, drop the forearms. The inhale will pull you into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog, nice stuff. From here, right leg will lift, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, right foot to right thumb. From here, rise into a high lunge. Drop that left hip down, try and square the thighs. And then exhale, fold into your modified pyramid. So we're keeping the back foot lifted here for a moment. Bend that right knee if you need to get the low belly connected to the thigh. And then step that left foot in a little bit so that you can ground the left heel down. We're going to play with a humble flamingo here. So you're really going to bow down. A little micro bend through that right knee is fine. And then walk the hands as far back as you can. Keep rounding through the back. Come onto your fingertips. And then from here, see if you can lift that left heel into the butt. And then take it back down. Come back into your pyramid. Let me know how you got on with that one. Nice. And then from here, rebend that right knee, plant the hand, step the right foot back to meet the left. Left leg will go up, 3-leg dog, left foot to left thumb. Rise up into that high lunge. Square everything off. Nice. And then as you exhale, start to straighten through the legs. Leaning over, send the left thigh bone back into its hip. And then bow down into this modified pyramid. So we're keeping the back heel lifted just for a moment. Feel free to come onto the tiptoes and really find some nice compression here between the low left side and the top of the left thigh. Then from here, just gently step that right foot in, just enough so you can plant the heel down. And then you'll need to rearrange the hips. It will take us a little bit out of that position that we were in. Nice. And then from here, we're going to try that humble flamingo on this side. So I like to pop a little bend, a micro bend through the left knee so I can really bow down. You want to come as far over and round through the spine as you can, and then bend through your right knee. See if you can pull right knee into the chest, and then step the right foot down. Come back into that modified pyramid. Feel that big stretch maybe on that left leg. Nice. From here, rebend the left knee. Plant the hands, step the left foot back to meet the right. From here, look to the top of the mat, step or jump. Feet outside, hands. Come into a low yogi squat here. Come into some symmetry. Just notice how you're feeling. We've really kind of just tried to explore the side body with this one. But also we've been into the back line of the legs a lot. So just notice how the legs are feeling here. And then when you're ready, release the hands, drop the butt down. Come all the way onto your back. Nice. Plant the feet down, setting up for Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. So you want to have the feet roughly hip distance for this and not too close to the butt. From here, take an inhale as you curl the tailbone under you. Exhale to lift. Don't worry so much about the back bend here. I want you to think more about engaging through the glutes, really turning on the backs of the legs, sending the knees forward as you drag the heels back. As soon as you do that, you'll feel the work, you'll feel the muscles switch on. And then exhale to come down. Nice. We'll do that one again. So inhale, curl the tailbone under you, flatten the spine, and then exhale, really lift the hips. If you like, you can take the arms up and overhead. That might feel good. Again, you're dragging the both heels underneath you as you send the knees forward. And then exhale. Lower down. Nice. From here, bring your feet as wide as the mat and then just let your knees rock from side to side, just to let go of any tension we might have built up there. Nice, and then from here we're just going to take everything up the other way. So let the arms come down alongside the body, coming into a soft plow pose, halasana. So you can have a bend through the knees here, you can have the toes touching behind you. Just think about making sure that you've got space for the back of your neck here. So if you've got that blanket for the knees, feel free to fold it up and just pop it underneath your shoulders, but not underneath your neck. So let the head hang off it. You can come into any variation you like. Keep walking the hands up the back. And when you're ready, slowly roll down. Come all the way down. It might feel nice to take Supta Baddha Konasana here, so letting the knees fall out wide, letting the soles of the feet come together. And I actually like in this variation to take my arms up and overhead, a bit like a baby. But just take anything that's going to feel nice for you in this Shavasana. And at the beginning we checked in and we asked, how were we feeling? So I'd invite you to do that again now and just see what the movements have done for your mind as well as your body. As always, we won't stay with you for the rest of your Shavasana, but I invite you to stay for as long as you can, as long as you have available. Just allow the yoga to embody you. Allow it to wash its magic over you. And hopefully you come away from this practice feeling a little bit lighter than you did when you started it. As always, it's an absolute privilege to have you join me on YouTube until we practice together again. Thank you, Yogi.